All right, so welcome to level 2 where we're just going to make a very small change. So 4 of these settings will not really change in this level. Also, we'll get to them later on. But as far as the gear is concerned, we're still going to be using the kit lens, but this time we're just going to make 2 small changes. Like I mentioned before, we're going to zoom in. So in this case, all the way to 55 mm, and we're also going to be using a portrait orientation. So let me just show you how that will look like. So this is what I mean by the portrait orientation. Remember last time it was in the landscape format. We've just like made it vertical. Okay, so of course I'm using the tripod here, but just imagine that you are holding the camera vertically because that's how we usually click portraits. And you're going to find out that this is going to result in a much better looking shot. It'll look something like this from behind, obviously. And if I just zoom in here, what you're going to notice is that this time we're going to zoom in to 55 mm. And what exactly is the reason behind this? First of all, let's take the shot because we are going to go into some deep analysis when we actually take this shot, because you're going to find out it's going to improve. But why has it improved is where we'll discuss things. But first of all, let's take the shot. All right, so as explained to you, the only difference this time, like you can see here, is that we have just tilted the camera in the portrait format and then zoomed in at 55 mm. Let's take this shot without really changing any other thing. So I'm going to be using the same procedure. I'm going to be going in front of it, using my remote to take a shot. And this is going to be our level 2 shot, which is just going to look definitely better. And you can see here the shot has come. Let's go inside the laptop. Let's analyze this shot. All right, so this is the shot that we've got, and also right now this is still not a very good portrait, but remember we're taking a level-based approach, and as compared to this is definitely an improvement just by changing 2 things. Now, first of all, what's still wrong with this portrait? Let's get done with that. Again, I'm not really going to be talking about things like editing because we're not touching that right now. I'm not going to be talking about the subject and anything to do with the subject because we are not addressing that right now. But from a composition settings point of view and the other things that we have here, I really did not move at all as compared to this shot. Okay, so literally the lighting you can still see on this side of my face is a little bit of sun is falling. I won't say this is necessarily hard light because I did kind of avoid it, which was okay. But still, I could have even thought a bit about this light which is falling on my neck because it's usually good to avoid hard light. But in this case, I would say that is still fine. It's not that noticeable. I'll probably show you what shots under real hard light look like in some time from now, and then you'll understand what are the things that you should avoid and why shade is actually your ally when you shoot portraits. But here we still have that haziness which we had from this shot. What's the reason behind that? You will come to know about that in level 3 because we are going to correct that. We're not going to get this bad looking faded look, and we're going to increase the contrast naturally, okay, by doing some changes to our gear. So the haziness probably is still there, but where this really gets better is because we zoomed in. So what has happened here is we've cut out, first of all, that unnecessary negative space here. And what happens is, always remember this, whenever you're shooting portraits, what is the main thing here? The main thing always is the subject. So if you're able to cut out that negative space, zoom in so that this subject dominates the space in the shot, that is automatically always going to improve your portrait. And obviously, because we were shooting in the portrait format, remember the vertical orientation that we gave to the camera, that also automatically cuts down all this negative space. This concept is called as a very important concept because we are going to be talking a lot about this. This is called as filling the frame. So you're filling the frame with the subject, because you're giving priority to the subject, and that automatically makes your subject more emphatic in the portrait because that's what a portrait is about. But there's also one more very important thing which happens when you zoom in, and I'm going to be spending a lot of time on it because it's a very important concept which has got to do something with the term called field of view. In the next video, it's a very important video. I'm going to be making you walk through a series of shots that I've taken, and you'll understand the importance of zooming in or using a larger focal length when you are shooting your portraits. So for that, I'll see you in the next video. And from there on, we will go on to level 3.